Wait. All right. Ah. I wish I had a live stream crew. I'm what? 5 by 5. Hey! Hold. Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm getting here. Yeah, Cyber Hug. Cyber Love Hug. Welcome to TLC Tuesdays, because everybody needs TLC sometimes, right? Sorry about that, Mitch. It's whoa. How are you guys doing? Nice to see you. This is couch mode activated because it's so rainy out there. It's so wet. You know. So, and my back's all like this. So that's why I'm on the couch. Guilty of being right. In this world, everything's wrong when everything's right. And just flip it, right? All right, just give me a couple of minutes, guys. I will be with you in just a second. Darkness is really, oh, that's why. Darkness has a mind of its own sometimes. And wait a minute. What in the world? So I'm sorry, guys. Hi, Rain. How are you? Welcome to TLC Tuesdays. Yeah, it's rainy. I just didn't want to get wet. It's more comfortable here, right? Hi, Joe. Hi, Snorlax. How are you? Just give me about 1 minute, guys. I will be with you in just a moment. It's rainy, but it's very relaxing. You know, how about you? How's the weather in your neck of the woods? Snorlax is like Lords is a Soviet, uh, is a soldier from Russia, and Russians are normal civilians. Outside it's raining. Yeah. Rain is very cleansing. You know, it's good just to sit back and, you know, listen to the rain and thunder, right? Hey, Jessica, what's up? Jersey! I'm originally from Jersey. You can take the jersey out of the girl. No, wait, you can take, yeah, the girl out of the jersey, but you can't take the girl out of the... Oh my God! I think I need more coffee. Oh my word. What an idiot I am. You can take the girl out of Jersey, but you can't take the jersey out of the girl. Bam. Avenel. I'm from Orange County. My hometown is Denville, New Jersey, the hub of Morris County. But I pretty much lived everywhere in Morris County, all the druggy areas. Coffee! Yeah, I have it in a missile shell. How about that? Talk about my rocket fuel, right? Oh, wow, Joe. I know where that is, Gary. Joe, wow. When I get a compliment like yours, okay, I get taken back, okay? I really do. Because I'm just me. I'm nobody special. Any of you guys can do this. You know what I mean? You guys are the Queen's Light Brigade. I'm just a facilitator. You guys make it happen. And I'm so grateful for you guys. You know? But Joe says, I need you to know that you are a blessing to all of us. Thank you for saving me. I didn't save you, honey. You saved yourself. You saved yourself by making the first steps. You know what I mean? I love you. I love you all. And you know what? Let me give you all a cyber hug, and let me do my introduction, and then we'll just get on with TLC, okay? Because everybody needs some TLC sometimes. Thanks, Vapor. Hold on. Cyber love hug. Cyber good vibrations hug. Cyber love positive light vibrations. Uplifting hug. I appreciate you all. No! Darkness! 1, 2, 3, what's up? Oh, man. That's just going. Alright, let's do this, guys. Hey, everybody, this is Rock Queens, everyone, coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. How's it going? It's Tuesday. It's TLC's Tuesdays. And we all need the truth. We all need love and laughter. And we all need connection. That's what TLC Tuesdays are all about. Don't worry about him. Now, Jessica, you're not in trouble. Trust me, you're not. But I want to welcome all of you guys for being here. Every day, the Queens Light Brigade is growing. In a good way. And we, not just me, we, all of you are creating a wildfire of change to diminish darkness in the world. And I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. All right, so let's... Don't, Jessica, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble, I promise you. Okay? It's a bot. It's a mod bot. And I have to fix it. Again. Okay? You're not in trouble with me, I promise you. Okay, so before we start off, let's say a prayer. If you're not comfortable praying, I understand. Everybody's on their journey spiritually and stuff. So, but this is what we do at the beginning of each stream. Dear Heavenly Father, please have this episode of the TLC Tuesdays be uplifting, be encouraging, to be supportive, and to feel your presence during the whole live stream. May your grace be upon us, and let us be a beacon for those who need light in their lives so they can get out of the darkness. And God, thank you for me having the opportunity to stream on YouTube, to share my experience, strength, and hope with people that they too can live a better life without the drugs and alcohol and manage mental illness in some way or another. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, I pray. How you doing? I love you. Cyber hugs. I love you guys. You guys are a blessing to me more than you'll ever know. I'm telling you. How you doing, Lolly? Those tornadoes out there, and I thought we had it bad. There's Armored Saint. There's my husband. Yes, Jessica, yes. You didn't say anything wrong, Jessica. You didn't. I never said I did music, but you probably do. Guys. The reason why I did this stream, okay? Hold on. Is because right now, ever since the pandemic, a lot of people feel lonely. They feel disconnected from people. All they do is scroll. They're not getting anything out of it except for negativity and darkness and a lot of white noise. Okay? Oh no! I've been there before. I'm sure you hear that, Brent. What are they doing for you? No, don't lose hope, honey. It gets better. I hope you get to see a counselor in the ER so you can just explain to them what's going on. I love you, Brent. Just stay strong. We're here for you. Everybody's here for you, okay? Cyber love hug! Okay? Anyway, just keep us posted on what's going on. Hi, Danielle. You're recovering. Alright, how many of you are in recovery? Whether it be drugs or alcohol or both. Or even mental illness. You can actually recover from mental illness too. I am. Who else? $22 months. Keep on keeping on, right? One day at a time. Brent's in recovery too. And he's going through panic attacks. So Danielle is recovering from alcohol, heroin, and meth. All of it. Yeah, pretty much, right? I never did meth though. If nobody today has told any of you they love you, I love you all. Well, we love you too, Danielle. Who else is in recovery? I know Mitch is. I know Boston Bill is. I love you, Lolly. I'm glad nothing happened to you. Hold on. Yes. Yes. So the only reason why I stream, guys, on YouTube is not for the fame, not for the money. I do this out of love. And I've been off crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. And I go through panic attacks, depression, anxiety, I think a little OCD at times. But I share my experience, strength, and hope with you guys because I want you guys to have a better life. Okay? I want you guys to receive the gift of recovery. Because the gift of recovery keeps giving back to me. Okay? I should have been dead years ago, guys. Years. Okay? And God has blessed me tenfold. Friend, it does get better. I mean, I still go through panic attacks too. And you just have to be open and honest with the doctor. If you're in the ER, you know what I mean? Maybe they should give you a counselor to talk to see what is a solution for you. Life is beautiful. I mean, life has its ups and downs and whatever, but you have to go with the flow. You have support here with the Queen's Light Brigade. Okay? If you're new to recovery, sit back, relax, and maybe you'll identify with maybe you have a problem. You know what I mean? I'm freaking believable. So, the Queen's Light Brigade is soldiers. I call you guys soldiers because it's Queen's Light Brigade. We're here to uplift each other, support each other, stand with each other. You know, we've been there, done that. And even though maybe you haven't gone through what we've been through, maybe you can relate to the feelings. Hi, Holly, how are you? Well, you have to tell the doctors that in the ER, Brent. Say you have to tell them what medications you're on and where you go to counseling and all that stuff. Oh, I know, believe me. It just, yeah, you deal with it. Well, with me, it's all right. I like to be transparent with everything. Okay? My life to you guys is an open book. 95% of the time. 5% of it is between me and God. Okay? When I go through a panic attack, it's usually because my back pain level is like through the roof. Okay? And before we go to the ER, Jim tries to calm me down, makes me focus on things. You know, we go down the list. If that doesn't work and stuff, even though I don't have any insurance, I still go to the hospital, to the ER. Okay? And I'll admit, it's embarrassing when, you're signing the papers and they're like, do you have any insurance? It's like, no. But I've been there so many times. I call it the rinky-dink hick hospital in our town, but I say that with endearment. They know me. Okay? They know me. So, right off the bat, they go through their protocol and whatever, and they'll shoot me up with morphine. Not all the time. I don't ask for it, whatever. I keep on telling them I'm in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. No, I do not have a green card. I do not California sober. No, I don't. Okay? And no, I have a right to refuse any medication they give me. Okay? Morphine, it's like dope. Okay? It's heroin. You know what? But I know it's only for the pain. And they give me like Toradol also. It's a muscle relaxer. But I don't fiend for it afterwards or anything else and stuff. But for a lot of people that are in recovery from the dope, heroin, pills or whatever, it's like they can't take that shot because they'll make them go out to the dope man. It's around here somewhere. But you know what? Here. Thanks, Luscious. Brent, if you have to, I'm going to tell you this. And you're probably not going to like what I have to say. Brent, I love you. You know that. I care about you a lot. But, thank you, doctor. Who? What? Where? Where are you from, doctor? Brent. Tell them you want to see a counselor, and then tell this counselor everything, and maybe, and you're not probably gonna like it, but it's in your best interest. Maybe they'll keep you for a couple days to maybe get your medication straightened out or something. It won't hurt, Brent, if they said, well, we recommend you to stay with us for a couple days so we can straighten out your medication and all this stuff. Okay? Oklahoma! We're in Oklahoma. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. Hi, Philip. Cyber love hug, Philip. Welcome. Thanks, Luscious. Cherokee Nation, huh? Awesome. Whereabouts? I live in Cleveland, Oklahoma. Rinky dink hick town. I say that one in German. Chewing gum, what's up? What kind of chewing gum are you chewing tonight? Juicy fruit? Tahlequah? I'm gonna tell you something, Doctor Who. I'm gonna go to Tahlequah. It's beautiful down there. You see the advertisements on YouTube and whatever? You know, I would love to go down there. And they have these cabins, but they're a little bit too pricey, you know what I mean? It's beautiful. Have you ever been to Wild Bison Preserve in Bahuska? That's where the pioneer woman lives. We went there too. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys. All right, Cherokee people, yeah, Indian Outlaw by Tim McGraw. And a lot of Cherokees didn't like that song. It was very controversial back then. Well, tell them I said hello too. What? I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm going to tell you something. All right. And I'm trying to get all this squared away first. Yeah, but I don't do California sober, Mark. I'm old school. The only thing I smoke are these. And no, they didn't pay me to say this. $9.99 a carton. I'd rather pay $9.99 a carton than $15 for a pack. Oh, I didn't know that, Brent. I was going to say,
I have that.
my husband's talking to... We have a cat named Cherokee, by the way. Come here, Cherokee. We have a whole tribe of cats. Come, give him Cherokee.
Vic, I'm cooking my dinner.
Oh, all right. Come here. Come here, Cherokee. I'll show you guys Cherokee.
Don't hurt your back.
I know. See, this is Cherokee. Say hi. He's like, what the heck? Mom, no, I don't want to be on. Say hi. No, he's like, no, I'm not going to say hi. So we have a whole tribe of cats. We have Cherokee, Pawnee, Osage. We have Cheyenne, Kickapoo, Lunar. Well, that's, you know. But anyway, a lot of people have asked me, in Oklahoma, by the way, What made you move here? It's really boring here. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? You have Tulsa, which is an epicenter of culture with Woody Guthrie Museum, the Bob Dylan Museum. You know, you have Kane's Ballroom. You know what I mean? The Wild Bison Preserve in Pawhuska is like God's country. When I went there, I felt like I was in Dances with Wolves. You know? We went to OKC and all that. OKC is the champions, or was last year, for basketball. But they had the Edward Murrow building, you know, the federal building that got blown up. You know, they have the memorial park there. I actually opened up for them. My band was Vicious Bite. I was a female drummer. Okay. One of my best friends, we were like brother and sister, was Steven Adler. Route 66, yes. Hi guys, hi. If I'm not trying to miss you by accident. Hi Tube Foolery, how are you? A college mate tried to talk to me into pumping my back. Alright, wait. And so, yeah, I'm surprised the doctors haven't talked to you into a pump for your back. I've had shots in my back, but it's like a crapshoot. You know, it's like the first set worked, and then I went back, and the second set didn't work, and I went back, the third set didn't work. Oh, thanks, Philip. I'm from Jersey. What do you expect? I'm high on life. You know, I love getting to know people from all over the world, to talk to them. It's not just about, like, recovery. It's about life. I feel more alive now than I did back in my addiction. I should have been dead years ago. Yeah, we're not a political channel. And they know that. Well, believe me, guys, when I first started the Queens Light Brigade, I did rant about a lot of politics. Okay? And we do, I'm just saying, a tad. A tad. Okay? Yes! Were you there? Did you visit there? Do you know a lot of people from New Jersey actually live in Oklahoma? I met 2 of them. That's right, Fed Deaf. That's right, you shouldn't. How are you, Fed? Marcus. Marcus says, I haven't smoked in 4 days. Way to go, Marcus. Just don't pick up. That's the key. Don't pick up. If you feel like picking up, you call, a friend that doesn't smoke. I know somebody from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Yeah, that's out by the shore, Brent. I never been to the Garden State, but I slept like a vegetable. Oh, God, no. Yeah, during the pandemic, right? Passed through on the way to New York City. How did you like the city? My husband, when he went to New Jersey to visit me for the first time, he didn't want to go to New York City. But yet he ended up in Newark. Yep, you're right, Fed. Way to go! Way to go! I'm going to say this. For some reason or another, I don't see John Candy anywhere. You're tripping, dude. So, I've been called worse, James. Get over it. Hold on, guys. Oh, my God. For some reason, I cannot stop smoking cigarettes. Okay? My doctor said to me, a lot of recovering addicts and alcoholics can't stop smoking because it's pretty much the last vice. It's the last crutch they'll ever do. You know what I mean? And I can't do it. But when I'm in the hospital, I'll tell you one thing. When I'm in the hospital, my husband doesn't smoke cigarettes or anything. Okay? So you think I would quit easier that way, right? When I'm in the hospital, I have no problem. I don't urge for a cigarette. I don't have a nick fit or nothing, right? And yeah, they do put patch on, okay? But there's a couple of times where I was in the hospital and they forgot to give me the patch. And I didn't go through a nick fit or anything. But as soon as they discharge me, I'll call him up saying, you better bring my cigarettes. Two-foolery is I like cigarettes because I want to relate to the younger crowd, and cigs are, I didn't see it. Cigarettes are your favorite vegetable. I'll tell you a story, Doc. What's up, Doc? I'm going to tell you a story. I lost my father when I was 16. He was an alcoholic, okay? My parents were divorced. So, I saw him 2 weeks before he passed away. And he lived in Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay? So, before we went down there, my mom talked to my dad, and my dad said, Karen, get me a carton of Winston Lights. And my mom's like, Al, you're in the hospital. They don't allow you to smoke. And he said, yes, they do. They allow me to smoke. He says, when you get the carton of cigarettes, make sure you get them in North Carolina because they're a lot cheaper. Great hospital, too, by the way. Great hospital. He died at Moses Combs Hospital. And I love the cafeteria food there. Oh, it was so good. Anyway, so my mom and I, went to see him. My mom got the carton of cigarettes and gave it to him. And he looked so frail and just... It's hard to see him that way. You know what I mean? So what he would do was he took, say, the cigarettes, he put them in the the tray, where he had that little tray where you eat dinner or whatever. He put the cigarettes in the tray. He lit one up, right? He lit one up. He didn't inhale or anything. He just went, and he put it down the ashtray and let it burn. And then he would pick it up again. Thanks, Jasmine. And that's all he did. But there were times where he was really hacking up a lung or two, and his eyes would be bulging out, okay? And I'm like, you want me to go to the nurse? But sometimes I even cough like that. You can ask my husband. And it sucks. Thank you, Yasmin. If I miss any of you guys, I'm sorry. LL Cool J. Oh, Cool J. I like Greensboro. Actually, my cousin Ronnie is a pastor in Winston-Salem. Brent, I hope you get your rest. If I were you, Brent, and this is just my suggestion, and I've said this to you, talk to the doctor, talk to the counselor that's available there, and say, you know what, nothing's working for me, and see if they'll keep it for like a couple of days to adjust your medication or whatever. Hi, dogs. You sound like a nice person. And are you grateful for being here? And what stuff do you like to have to drink or eat? Thanks, PG. A lot of people like my signature glasses. I am grateful to be here. The only reason why I stream is to help people. I try to uplift people. I share my experience, strength, and hope that they too can have a better life without the drugs and alcohol so they don't die. I want them to live a life that's a lot better than what we used to live in our addiction. You know what I'm saying? Back in my addiction, I pretty much didn't eat anything except for the drugs, if you know what I mean. The drugs were more my nutrition. What I like to eat is, I like pizza. I like egg foo young with pork fried rice, with dumplings. I haven't had in a while. I love steak. I love ribs. I love leg of lamb from New Zealand, by the way. My grandmother was born in New Zealand, and she made the best leg of lamb. And lamb's so expensive, so I haven't had that in a while. But thanks for being here. I really appreciate you, and thank you for your question. What are some cartoons you guys watched growing up? Brent, Duckman, and The Critic, and Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold! That was my son's favorite cartoon. Hey Arnold. Dog says, how was it back then when you were a kid, and how was the difference from today? And give me your best examples. What happened? What, growing up? Thanks, Emily. Hold on, Heather. Heather, Cyber Love Hug. How are you, honey? How's your dad? Tell him I love him too. Well, I'm going to give all you guys a cyber hug also. For those that came in. Cyber Love welcoming hug. All right. All right, I'm sorry. The chat's going too fast. I can't. All right. Heather is going through a difficult time. Her father's not doing so well. He has cancer, and it's pretty much touch and go for her father. And please have your thoughts and prayers go out to her and her father and her family. Just wanted to let you know my dad is doing better. Thanks for all your prayers. He's going into rehab to strengthen up his legs. That's a plus, right? That's a plus. Thank God, right? God's good. All right, hold on. Thanks, Emily. Yes, when you were growing up, he is doing good. He's doing some physical therapy to strengthen. Yeah. How long is he going to be there? For about 6 weeks? And for those that need prayers, we have a prayer request list in the community post down below. All right, so when I was growing up, I'm 21. I'm 21 forever, baby. I'm 21 with 34 years experience. Okay? So I was in, hold on. I was raised in Denville, New Jersey. It's Morris County. That was my hometown. And when I was growing up, we used to build forts. I used to jump off ramps with my bike called Chugga. It was actually an old German kid's bike that my grandfather taught me how to ride a bike with. Okay? So, you know, I love being in that house because my parents were divorced. There was a lot of memories with my grandparents on holidays, especially Christmas time. You know that. But my big thing growing up was boys little league baseball, not girls softball. Boys little league baseball, and I played that for 11 years. I was the second girl in 10 years to make it to the majors, the first girl to make it to the seniors, and they were actually trying to scout me for the Babe Ruth League. But I had a lot of problems with my dad, with my family, and whatever. You know what I mean? And so, but my big dream was to be the first woman on the Yankees. But I went to a lot of Broadway shows, like Snow White, Peter Pan. I went to see the Radio City Music Hall Christmas Spectacular. I saw Annie. I saw a lot. I went to the circus at Madison Square Garden. This is when I was a kid, by the way. A lot of fun memories. I was actually on TV at the Empire State Building. They put us on TV for like 5 minutes, and they asked us, "Have we seen King Kong?" And I wish I had a videotape of that, but I had a lot of good times in my childhood. I mean, there were some rocky points, but you know what I mean? What's a hard going through school when you're younger? Did anyone bother you in any way? No. I had sleepovers and people came, my friends came to my house or I went to their house or whatever. Come up with something original, Krang. How you doing, Krang? And welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. I had a show idea, buddy, where I was going to do a rockets blast offs and do a lot of rants about how the world is and politics and everything else. But on here and stuff, we try to be uplifting and supportive with one another. We share stories about recovery. We share stories about, if we ever went through post-traumatic stress disorder. We talk about what triggers us, Hi, Levi. How are you? Cyber hug. And you know what, buddy? I'll give you a hug too. Cyber love hug for Levi and Buddy. Not good? Why? Why, Levi? We're all here for you. Where are you from, buddy? It's not my birthday today. Did I have any dogs that I loved when you were growing up? Or did you? I had. All right. So, it is. I know the feeling, Levi. I do. Hold on.
Oh, you got off quiet.
I know because I'm getting.
T-word?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm starting to sweat too.
Well, turn that fan on.
I know, but it goes in the mic. So, all right. So I did have pets growing up. I had one dog named Rusty. Oh no, that's not true. I had, when I was a little baby, before my parents got divorced, I had one dog named Pizza because my parents found him at a pizzeria, and the owner of the pizzeria had to give away pizza. So my mom and dad decided to take Pizza in. And then for my first birthday, I had a little toy poodle named Pierre. He was black. And then when my parents got divorced and stuff, I had Rusty, and that was my grandfather's dog. And then he died, and so I had like a bunch of gerbils. Like I named Sherlock, Shirley. I had a black gerbil named Sambo. You're full of questions, aren't you, dog? Where are you from again? How was it when you were growing up? I want to know about you. Buddy says sorry about your. All right, wait, hold on. Sorry. Buddy's like been hanging with the hoppy, making beads. That's actually pretty cool. My daughter got started in jewelry making. You know that. But I doubt she still does it.
Ow.
Did I actually, you're gonna find this funny, dog. I actually got married when I was in the 4th grade. Yes, I got married when I was in the 4th grade. There was this kid named Jason Leroy. Okay? And I used to beat up on the boys too. I was a tomboy growing up. Okay? I know Jesus loves me because he saved me. I should have been dead years ago. Anna. So this is a funny thing. So I got married when I was in 4th grade. And this kid, Eric Troutman, who I used to play baseball with, was the minister. Because I can. And it's not what you think it is. I don't do California sober. I did a lot worse than smoking cigarettes. Trust me. I used to help people. But I think you're wasting your time by trolling me when you should be spending time with your family. Hi, Biggie. Yeah, so I apologize for all the interruptions and all that. So it was a play marriage. It was just cute. Okay? It was just cute. But I had a crush on Jason Leroy, and he had a crush on me. And so, we decided to have a little wedding. And the ring, and Eric Troutman was the minister. He looked like Friar Tuck, if you know what I mean. All that. And so, we were walking around the schoolyard, and all that, and like some of my best friends were maid of honors and stuff like that, and he had the best man, and all that. And so, at that time, Soda still had the ring tabs. You know what I'm talking about, where you just pull it off? And so he picked it up, and he gave it to Jason, and he says, "Do you take this ring to be Jason's lawfully wedded wife?" And so I wore it throughout the whole day. It's a cute story, you know. But But we just didn't go on our honeymoon. Oh, our honeymoon was back to class. How about that? I know. The joke's on them, right, Philip? The joke's on them. Lolly came on here and stuff and said, yeah, they're getting pretty sparky. Well, Kevin, call the exterminator if there's rats behind me, okay? How you doing, Kevin? Welcome to Queen's Light Brigade. Hi, Roy. Yeah, isn't it? I actually had a crush on a Roy. This is no joke either. His name was Roy. My mom, my grandmother, and I, we used to go to Willowbrook Mall every Friday. Okay? And we used to eat at Friendly's. Now, Friendly's is like a restaurant / ice cream shop. And Roy was the manager of Friendly's. And he was like a big brother to me. But he was so cute and all that stuff. And one day, he wanted to surprise me because there was, somebody was going to be at the mall. So he called my mom up saying, yeah, bring Vicky down. I had a headache that day, Ella, and I didn't want to go to the mall and stuff, but my mom just said, no, you're going, right? And so, he came out of the kitchen in Friendly's and said, surprise! And we went to see Spider-Man. Thank you, Jeannie! I appreciate you too. But Roy, he came to our house for Christmas and everything. Because he was like my mom's son that she never had, And then, of course, life happens and whatever. But he got married and he moved to Long Island. And I just found out he passed away a few years ago. And I was heartbroken. He had a nice family and life and stuff, No, I know it wasn't. Roy, I know it wasn't because he passed away like I think in 2021, 2023. I'm sorry, dog. When I was growing up, this is what dog's saying. I had a tough time that I got bullied and I got abused. But I handled it, and at the end, it was great. Well, what helped you get through, dog? What helped you get through? Nowadays, I'm telling you, the kids are just... Hey, Brazil! I love your soccer team. You went to therapy? Did it work? Hi, Antonio. What's up? Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. This is TLC Tuesdays. It's where we talk and say the truth, and we laugh and love and connect with each other. So welcome. That's good. That's really good. At least you made a lot of breakthroughs and all that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with going to therapy either. I still go through therapy, you know. So, you know, if it makes your life better, if it makes you a better person, and it made you learn new coping skills, I'm all for it. All right, Philip. Cyber love hug, Philip. Bring me a monster, okay? I think I deserve it. Love you. And you know what? Dog, I'm going to give you a cyber love hug, too. Cyber love hug for dog. You're my dog. I like your enthusiasm, dog. Anybody can answer dog's question, too. It's just not me. You're welcome, Roy. My cyber hugs are, you know, comforting for some, you know, because people do need hugs. Even though it's through, like, you know, the internet or on my phone, you know, I show my appreciation and love back to you guys. You know? Roy says, I love it. Thanks for the great stream and energy you have. I think a lot of people, and I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, okay? I'm very humbled when people give me compliments like this. A lot of people right now in the world need somewhere to go to. You know, like a channel that's not negative, that's not for shock value, that they just want, you know, just to talk, enjoy each other's company, maybe have some laughter too. You understand? Because the world's getting darker and darker and darker. And I think ever since 2020, I mean, people have been feeling not quite right, if you know what I mean. And I feel the same way at times. I don't like going on certain YouTube channels because it's nothing but negativity and everything else and stuff. And they try to bash other channels. And that's how they are in real life. If they're talking about this stuff and on other channels, that's how they are in real life. But what you see is what you get. Love me or hate me. Nice to meet you too, Ajax. Roy says, well, keep it up, honey. The world needs more people like you. Thanks, Roy. I hope you come back again soon. I really appreciate you. Much love back to you. Let's put the word human back into humanity. You know, do random acts of kindness and just, it's a lot better just being positive than being combative all the time, right? What time or date did you get married or think about it? Woo. Well, I'll be honest with this. It was a marriage of convenience. Uh, it was a marriage of convenience. And I got married June 16th, 1990. And so, we had a couple of kids. We had a son and a daughter. And after 4 years, we just split. I went back to my hard drugs, which was crack and heroin, and all that stuff. My husband was a big pothead. He only did crack with me once, and he didn't like it and stuff. But he was a big pothead. But because of my addiction, I lost custody of my 2 kids. So at that time, between my ex-in-laws and my mom, every other weekend they would have the 2 kids. But hi Sammy, how are you? And so my husband, my first husband, never got over me. I did. I moved on. So, but I lost custody of the 2 kids, and unfortunately, my daughter got adopted out of the family because emotionally and financially, my mom couldn't take care of 2 kids. But I still had a relationship with the 2 kids. I tried to as best as I could. You know, but sometimes I would just I would have best intentions, to go straight to them, like if they have baseball games, recitals, whatever. But sometimes I would just go left, if you know what I mean. But I was there for my kids more than my husband was, unfortunately, because he came up with a lot of excuses. He was always the victim, blah, 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 blah. He passed away in 2019, a few years ago. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you very much. They're my signature look. Roy says, well, I'm glad you are able to tell us about your journey, and I'm glad you're your addiction off. Thanks, Roy. I have my times. I have my times. Like with my back. All that. I go through my panic attacks when my back is like, forget it. My pain's through the roof, or I'm going through a situation now where my son, okay, he's 35 years old, and he's going through addiction. He's existing. He's not living, he's existing, just like I did on my addiction. He's addicted to meth and fentanyl and God knows what else. And so he's living in Portland. I talked to his girlfriend through text messaging yesterday. She's like, I have to move on, whatever. I understand that. I'm not mad at her. I try to be a moral support for her and stuff. So I just told her, do what you have to do. I hope he gets the help. But he's going full throttle. And he's seen me in my addiction. He's seen the best and worst of me. He's been through a lot in my addiction. You know what I mean? And so, I don't want to get a phone call from the Portland Police Department saying, yeah, we found your son in the gutter somewhere. But I'm using my mother's playbook on tough love with him. So I haven't talked to him in, maybe a year and a half? Come up with the original. Thank you, Roy. Thank you. I appreciate your compliment. So please have your thoughts go out and your prayers go out to my son. And hopefully he'll get the help that he needs. It's tough because it's like, now I know what my mom went through with me. And so it's hard sometimes because on YouTube, on my homepage at times, I'll see the Portland, Oregon news, the local news, and I'll stop and see if I can see my son. And especially what was going on with the detention center. Because from what I understand, he was hanging around in that area. Not protesting, okay? We're not getting all political here. But from what I understand, he was in that area. So, Roy said, well, honey, you can't run from death, and if God take you or anyone you just know no one else can do the job. He needs... Yeah, thy will be done. Hi, Sophia, how are you? Welcome to my stream. Yes, I have. I've been off cracking heroin since... Hold on. I've done those too. Sorry about that, Sophia. The trolls are just rolling tonight. But it's okay. It's okay. Because even trolls need a little TLC sometimes. Right, Roy? Mama Bunny! Bunny isn't in the house. Bunny, 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 bunny. How you doing, Bunny? Cyber love hug. Hippie hop. Down the trail. Oh, Mama. Mama, you should do some thumpering on these trolls. Out of here. You know what I mean? I'm doing wonderful. It's raining, so that's why we have it on the couch. Yeah, so we're in couch mode, couch potato mode. I guess, you know. You know, the joke's on them, and they try to come, they come in here, right, and they'll say, oh, I hear it every freaking day, pretty much. Oh, Alex Jones. Oh, Alex Jones' sister. Oh, Sam Kinison. Oh, you know what I mean? I've heard it all. You know, I might come with something original, you know? Actually, when I was in a band, Elliot, I opened up for Ozzy. Okay? I opened up for Guns N' Roses and Motorhead. Okay? They used to call me, no joke, Ozzy's sister. They thought I was Ozzy's sister. Elliot. So maybe I should do an avatar video of me talking to Ozzy, and I'll just put myself in the same picture as, you know, when I'm talking to, you know, Ozzy. Yeah, my band's name was Vicious Bite, but we imploded because there was like a lot of backroom deals and stuff like that. They wanted me more because I was a female than the rest of the guys. Hey, little lady got to run. I subscribed. Thank you. So I'll be back. Have a great night. Big hugs to you too, Roy. Cyber love hug. Positivity hug. Thank you very much. Have a good night. I'm always here. You know, if anybody, this goes to everybody. If you're having an issue or problem, or saying, you know, you're going through a depression, or you're early in recovery and you feel like picking up and whatever, on my videos, type in urgent, okay, on the comment line, and then I will get back to you. Or even send me an email. My email is in my bio. You know. Bye, Roy. Respect, what's up? How you doing? Nice to have you here again. I'm having a rock-tastic day. How is your day going? Cyber love hug. feel blessed. Every day I feel blessed when I wake up. You know, I thank God for another day clean and sober. And I hope God gives me the grace and the wisdom and the guidance to, you know, be the best person I can be on here. Quick Shoe, what's up? Bye, Roy. How are you? How's the fam? How are you doing? I hope you're not getting rained on. Quick Shoe. It's raining here. That's why it's inside. Live inside. Respect. I'm so glad you had a good day. I had an amazing day as well. Thank you for asking. Well, why did you have an amazing day? Share with us all. It stopped. Oh, yeah. Thank God. It stopped here, but I'm not going to go out there, you know, and sit in the wet, you know. Rain is good sometimes. I did a couple of streams in the rain. I'm surprised my phone didn't glitch out and fizzle out, but rain is cleansing. When you're having a bad day or you're depressed or you have anxiety, you know, you just sit back with nothing else on, no phone, no TV, no radio, no lights, and just sit back and listen to the rain. It's relaxing. We need rain. Mama Bunny says, yeah, we need rain, but I've been getting it almost every day over here now in New Orleans. Baby, I'm about to drown. Well, not like Katrina back in what, 2004? That was awful. I would love me some Xanarans right now. Or Bananas Fosters. Oh, wow. That's not good. We have a hard time growing like flowers around here and all that because it's so awkward with the sunshine and the, you know, and the shade and all that stuff. So Respect says, I visit my cousin today and reminisce about life, and I had Chipotle for lunch, then have just been working at home on the farm, enjoying the beautiful day. Do you have cows? Respect. I love my cows. Quick Shoe's like, oh no, Mama Bunny's like, hurry, get a straw, suck it out of the plant. I know you are. You have beef cows and horses I raise. Don't tell me you raise them to kill them. You have a small farm on about 150 acres. Yeah, where do you live now? I forget. 21 days until my solo cross-country trip. I bet you're going to get excited as the days go on, right? That's going to be an adventure. Yeah, Northeast, right. So you actually have cows, but you raise them, right? To go to the slaughterhouse. Did I tell you, Respect, the story about my husband that passed away 15 years ago? Stillwater, New York, near Saratoga Lake. Been there. I love it in New York. Actually, Jim wants to go up to New York State. You know what? You should check it. Hold on, Respect. Quick shoe, you should actually go on the channel Jack Out of the Box. He lives a simple life. And I think you will love his channel, Quick Shoe. Respects, like, I have Angus for beef, and I raise registered Scottish Highland cattle for stock and pets. Well, send me one! Send me one! Respect, I'm going to tell you a story real quick. My husband had passed away about 15 years ago. He wanted to get a new truck. So we went up to Sussex County, New Jersey, right? It was only like 20 minutes away from us, right? And so this truck was on a farm raising cattle. Now, I love my cows, okay? I love my cows. Wait, hold on. So my husband was talking to the guy about the truck. I'm, petting the cows and whatever. So the guy comes over. And I said, well, how old is she? And I think, like 2 years, 3, I forget. And so I was asking what he fed it, and all that stuff, right? So then he said, well, she has to go because she can't get pregnant. And I think, oh, that's too bad. Oh, I'm But he said, well, we can't do anything with her, so we're gonna kill her. We're gonna send her to the slaughterhouse right down the street. And I was like, no, I was, I couldn't take it. I know. He's like, yeah, because it costs money to keep her and stuff. She can't get pregnant or anything. And I was like, no. I said, can't you just, use her for milk or something? Yeah. So respect, like, that's what farmers call a free marrying when they can't get pregnant, so they get them sent for it. I know. I was like, no, don't. I said, I'll take her in. Yeah, right. I'll take her in, and right. This is gonna be the kicker. So my husband says, come on, Vic, get in the truck. Or no, get in the van. Right? So I got in the van, right? And here, it's like the movies. Okay? It was like a Hallmark movie. I'm sitting in the passenger seat with a side view mirror, right? And there was the cow. And it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Right? And I'm almost in tears. And do you know what my husband said? He said, you want to go to McDonald's for lunch? I couldn't believe what he said. You know? And so we went to McDonald's, and I was like, wondering if these are hamburgers from up the street. You know. I used to do a lot of scratch offs in Jersey. I did a couple of them here in Oklahoma. How you doing, Milton? Welcome to my stream. Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. I know, you never know. I still ate the hamburger, but it sat there in front of me for like at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And he just was chowing away, Ed, you know? It's like, go eat. What's wrong? Go. Eat a Big Mac. I was looking at it, I'm like, you know. And the smell of like the McDonald's, you know, when I was like, oh my God, you know. You could have put that hamburger before. Oh, you could have put that burger there before. I always think about that. Oprah Winfrey did a show years ago. I think it was like 2009 or 2008 or 2007 maybe or whatever. But she was going to have Meatless Mondays, right? And she actually showed a documentary, and the show was called something like, do you know where your food comes from? I think that was the name of the show. I forget. And she showed the whole documentary about how they, raise these cattle and then what they do. You could have bet that burger before. Right? Oh, Elsie. I don't want to eat you, but I'm so hungry. Elsie was the Borden cow. Borden cheese. But that was my grandmother's name also, Elsie. Now, every time we go to Whataburger or whatever, I'm going to say, did I know that cow from before? When I was little, I thought my grandmother owned the cheese company because her name was Elsie. Yeah, I like having cheese too. Cheese is so expensive. Now but during the holidays, like for like Christmas and whatever, I get all these cheeses and all that, and I put out a big spread. And I usually cook for 2 days and whatever. But usually it's like finger food and cheese and crackers and, hors d'oeuvres and whatever. But I love cheese balls. Like the port wine cheese and all that. And the almond. So do you milk the cows too, or you just kill them off? Oh my God! Well, yes, it is, Dave. How you doing? Doop. Are you a fan of Godsmack? Yeah, they are. They are. Thank you. I love this shirt. It brings back good memories. What's your favorite song by them? What's been called was having a hard time because he broke up with his girlfriend. Oh, I can't. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Scully. He was having a hard time for a while. And all that. Because he broke up with his girlfriend or whatever and stuff. And maybe there's one already in my living room. Yeah. He's from Jersey, by the way, too, I like, I Stand Alone. I like the one song about veins because I used to shoot up a lot with it. Yeah. Aren't they on tour with Papa Roach now? Or maybe that. Hi, Cozy. How are you? Bad Religion? What song do you like from them? I was really never into them. I don't know why. Have you heard of the new Shinedown album now called 8? They have some good music on their latest album. Yeah, I never was into them for some reason. I don't know why. But they're doing a lot of awareness with depression, anxiety. I'm talking about, Godsmack, Papa Roach, Shinedown, Disturbed. My guys from prison. You should check out my friend's band, Prison. It's metalcore. And Johnny Crowder, the lead singer for Shinedown. I'm sorry, for Prison. Not Brent. I know Brent. Johnny Crowder is the lead singer of Prison, right? He's actually the CEO of a mental health tool called Coke Notes. And he's being recognized for his invention. Look up Coke Notes on YouTube, or look up Coke Notes in Google and stuff. I've used Coke Notes before, and it really rewires your brain to think about something else other than something negative. I don't use it now, and they never paid me to say this, but, I stand by it, though. Disturbed, I'm from Chicago. I saw Disturbed a bunch before their album came out, and we all thought, man, people are gonna love this. I'm from Jersey. This is how we talk. Yeah, they're getting, a lot of these bands now, they're getting the message out. Just like in the 80s. We saw what was coming way back when. Okay? We weren't just metalheads, we knew what was going on. Like Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. Yeah. Hi, honey. Kids are getting so frazzled by the internet. Where are the parents? Okay? It all starts at home. It really does. Thank you. I'm glad in a way, I'm going to say this. I'm glad in a way Australia passed a bill that nobody from Australia under the age of 16 can go on these social media sites or whatever. But, however, we shouldn't like that. And I'll tell you why. All right? Hold on, I need a drink of coffee. Love my coffee container. So, I think it's all good that the government stepped in and said, yeah, no kid under the age of 16 should be on the internet. However, okay, it's the parents' responsibility. The government isn't raising your kids. You should be. And a lot of parents and stuff have no responsibility because they're too busy on their cell phone doing, duck shots or selfies or whatever. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Welcome to TLC Tuesdays, the Queen's Light Brigade. Because if the kids control your kids, if the government controls your kids, especially about false ideology, forget it. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Oh, awesome. Well, let me give you a cyber hug. Cyber love hug, Dawn. Cyber love hug. Don't say fine. I always say this. Fine is not a feeling. Okay? Fine is not a feeling. So you have to give me something else. Fine means fucked up, erratic, neurotic, emotional. So if somebody tells you, I'm fine, they're not fine. So how has your day been, Dawn? Fine. Yeah, that's right. You're actually right, Dawn. Okay, not feeling either. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm trying to just make conversation with you, that's all. I used to do before every stream also a feelings chart. Because when I went to, say, IOP, intensive outpatient for my addiction, or rehab, or even they doing psych wards or whatever, our counselor would give us a sheet called a feelings chart, and it was all full of emojis. So we had to check in and tell our counselor how we were feeling. And a lot of people nowadays, they don't know what they're feeling. They're confused. They don't want to feel. That's why they self-medicate. And all that stuff. And so I truly believe that. Ever since 2020. So I'll admit something to you, I, or A, whatever your name is. I'll be the first one to tell you I need more exercise. I won't even tell you. I weigh 250 pounds. Yeah, but I hit a milestone. Hell yeah, woo! No. No, because, you know, this is all about truth here. Okay? And that's right, I am a grandmother. Boy, you're a smart one. So I weigh 250 pounds. I'm a grandmother. And what else are you going to tell me about myself that I already know about myself? Come on, keep it up. Why don't you tell me about yourself? Or are you too ashamed to tell me about yourself? Huh? Why do you come on people's... Why do you come on people's streams and troll them? You wouldn't say to people in real life, you wouldn't even say that to your grandmother. So let's start over. I mean it. I mean it. Okay, let's wipe the slate clean. Okay? Basil, is that your name? If I get your name wrong, I apologize. Thank you. A lot of people think so. I don't want to know her weight. Tell me about yourself. What do you like to do? Oh, that's right. You like to troll people. That's one thing I know about you. Why don't you say a compliment? It'll make you feel better. Nice to meet you, Basil. Where are you from? Way to go, Steve! High five there! Bam! Way to go! I'm going to give you a cyber hug, Steve. Way to go. Congratulations. Keep on keeping on. I like that. Yes. Just by sharing your story, helping others. You realize that, right? Recovery is possible. Chris Holmes. I knew Chris Holmes. He was in the band Wasp. So, where are you from, Steve? I'm proud of you, Steve. Yeah, I love Wasp too. Michigan. Oh my God. No. No, not Michigan. I have a funny story. I have 2 exes from Michigan. So I have bad luck with men from Michigan. Hi, Marcus. No, I'm not saying it's a bad state. I just have bad luck with men from Michigan, and they're both dead. You know, and it was funny too because they were both born in Flint, Michigan. All right, my husband's parents are from Gibraltar, and my ex-boyfriend was from Flint. His family's from Flint. No, no. But actually, my boyfriend, not my husband, my boyfriend used to love Grand Funk Railroad. He actually showed me the overpass, the trestle, and it says Grand Funk Railroad. Because they're from Michigan. I've never been to Michigan. That's the thing. My husband's parents used to work for a company called BASF. And my boyfriend, like I said, they both passed away. Well, my husband's parents, when they were growing up, they used to have a boat, and they used to boat on Lake Michigan. But do you know where Gibraltar is? Yes, it is. And that's why they moved from Michigan to Jersey, to Hackettstown. Because my father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, he was a big shot, okay? He was like a project manager or something like that. He did analytics. And then my mother-in-law used to be a secretary. So after they both retired from BASF, they moved back to Michigan. Good night, Bill. I hope you have a nice night. Good to see ya. We're talking about my in-laws. My ex-in-laws that both passed away. I hope you have a good 24. I'm sorry, Steve. You're not in trouble. Don't worry about it. Sometimes darkness has a mind of its own. All right. But, oh my God. What did you do? I guess I have to fix the modding again. I never went to Michigan. My mom went to Michigan with my in-laws to actually visit their parents so the kids can see their great-grandparents. Hi, MJ. How are you? Welcome to TLC Tuesdays. Episode 2. We're doing couch mode. Well, good to hear. It's always good to see positivity. Hi. Boys. It doesn't matter, dude. You want to start over, boys? Let's start over. Hi, boys. How are you? We're not a political channel. We're here to help people uplift each other up, stand with each other. So how are you? The joys of live streaming, guys. The joys of live streaming. So let me introduce you guys to a game. But it could be an icebreaker for everybody in the chat. Since this is a recovery channel, this is a recovery stream, we're here to uplift each other, support each other, stand with each other. So I'll start off with one question, and seven, if you guys want to answer them, you can. So here we go. Okay. So, well, first of all, welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade TLC Tuesdays, where we talk truth, we love, we laugh, and we chat it up and care for one another. So this is and I'm going to introduce myself to you again. So, hey everybody, I'm Rock Queens, everyone coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. It's Tuesday, and it's TLC Tuesday. They're too young, Hi, Tracy, how are you? TLC Tuesdays is where we talk truth, we laugh, we love, we chat with each other, we care for one another. It's where the community of the Queens Light Brigade really tries to forge friendships, and we just have a good time because people on YouTube, they keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. They're not getting anything out of it. People want a community like the Queens Light Brigade where they can find recovery, where they can feel seen and heard about what's going on with them. You know, I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the fame. I generally care about people. And yeah, I even pray for the trolls, believe it or not. You know, just like the one I just, banned, right? He was on for 5 minutes. I said, let's start this, slate over. Let's wipe the slate clean and just, I gave him a chance. Bye-bye, But listen, Tracy, I've been in this game for a long time. Okay? And if these trolls think that they're going to run me off or cry or crash out, I hate that word, the phrase crash out. It's not going to happen. Ask my husband, he knows. I'm here, and I'm here for one purpose, is to help others and to share my experience, strength, and hope with people that they too can enjoy life, have a better life without the drugs and alcohol, and hopefully manage their mental illness better. But I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed drug and alcohol counselor. I just use my experience and my life. That's it. So where are you from, Tracy? Good. So Tracy says, good for you. It's so nice of you to be here for everyone who needs it. Massachusetts, huh? My ex-boyfriend went to Worcester Salvation Army for rehab. We're in Massachusetts. Same as here, person. I haven't played any video games in a while. The last video game I played was I think Pinball FX. I have family up in Rhode Island also. My uncle was a bank president a long time ago in Moonsocket Savings in Cumberland. Lawrence? Is that by the coast or it's inward by New Hampshire? I don't know where that is. Yeah. I thought so, I'm gonna try and make conversation with you. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you this. Do you love seafood? I'm originally from Jersey. My hometown was Denville, New Jersey, in Morris County. And I love seafood myself. I love raw clams with a little Tabasco and lemon and all that. And right now, I live in Rocklahoma. I'm living the dream in Rocklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. So, yeah. Oh, I know. Oh. The Maine lobster. You know, I don't know if you've seen this on the news or not, but there was an old woman in Maine. She was like 100 something, like 101. And her and her son would still catch lobster. And she was like the oldest lobster boat lady until she died a few years ago. And her son is like what, 67, 73 or whatever, you know. Yeah, I love lobster. You know. But see, in Oklahoma, you know, I can't eat raw clams. Well, I can. I mean, they you know, ship them here, but it's not the same thing, you know, as if you go down the Jersey Shore or whatever, you know. Have you ever been whale watching? I went whale watching in Mystic, Connecticut. I thought that was pretty freaking fun. Scary at times, but fun. Once in Boston, I got sick. My cousin went to Boston College, and that's when Doug Flutie was the quarterback for Boston College, and then he went from Boston College to Columbia University in New York. Boston had a lot of history, right? So I guess you've lived there all your life pretty much, right? What's the cost of living in Boston? Is it more in Boston? Do you hear the Jersey accent? It's not a Boston accent, it's Jersey. What's the cost of living in Boston? Is it more in the city than it is in the suburbs, or what? In Jersey, it's terrible, especially in Morris County. Like the property taxes are like $14,000 a year or more. And dental is ridiculous. I'm glad I got out of Jersey when I did. You know, I wouldn't trade my life for the world when it comes to living here in Oklahoma. For a one bedroom? I know in Jersey when I left it was like $1,500 or more. But that was like what, 10 years ago? And so I can imagine there's really no affordable housing in Jersey. And every time, like, say, a town wants to build, like, you know, affordable housing, you know, all these towns are like, no, 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 because they don't want the riffraff up there, right? It's sad. Everything goes up except for your paycheck, right, Tracy? You're crazy? I'm right along with you, sister. Pal. It's good to be crazy sometimes. People call me crazy and they think that it's an insult to say I'm crazy. No, I'm from Jersey. You know? You should have seen me back in my addiction. Forget it. I should have been dead years ago. That's right, Butters. How you doing? What was I addicted to? Well, let me introduce you to myself. Okay? So, hey everybody, I'm Rock. Everyone coming at you live from my headquarters in Rockland. How's it going? It's Tuesday. It's TLC Tuesday. Couch edition. Couch mode activated. So, hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I was addicted to crack and heroin, and I've been in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. And I still go through my craziness. All right, I still go through my mental health issues where I get depressed. I have a lot of anxiety. I go through panic attacks, maybe a little OCD at times. But I go through pain issues. And when my pain level gets to a certain point, I go into panic attacks. Now that's so, so the only reason why I do this stream is to help people. That's it. I share my experience, strength, and hope with people that they too can have a better life without the drugs and alcohol. You know, because people right now, they feel so empty and they keep just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and they're not satisfied. And they want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want some kind of validation in some way. You know, and so that's why I created the Queen's Light Brigade. So we, not just me, we can create a wildfire of change to diminish darkness in the world. And I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. You know? And so, I'm proud of what I built, but it's not about me. It's about you guys. You guys make the stream. I don't. You guys do. And so for those that are enlisted in the Queen's Light Brigade, you should be proud of yourselves for building up the stream the way it has been. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Frosty. Yeah, they're my signature look. Well, I'm glad you think that, Hi. Way to go. I'll take that as a compliment, huh? Yeah. And you know what? You tell Fred Durst that he looks like me. How about that? Deal? Deal? So you tell Fred Durst he looks like me. See, you have to have fun like that, you know. But you'd be surprised, a lot of people that come on here, and some of them are trolls, right? And they want to get a reaction from me. And if I just say hi to them or whatever, they're like, Oh, okay. Because it's like they want to see your reaction. You know, and all that stuff. And when they see all what's going on in the chat, like positivity, we're celebrating like recovery, helping others out, standing firm, you know, empathizing with people, giving people compassion. You see the light in people, you know, and that's why a lot of people come back because they want that connection, you know. They want to be seen. They want to be heard because people just don't seem to care only about themselves. Hi, JC. Way to go! 5 years? Way to go! Yeah! Let me give, for all those that just came on, JC is celebrating 5 years clean, and we're going to give him a Cyber Love Recovery Hug. Oh. Cyber Love Recovery Hug! Keep on keeping on. I mean it. Keep on keeping on. Just by you sharing how much recovery time you had, you're inspiring people that recovery is possible. What's up, Jamie? What's up? Let me give you... I guess I had to give you a cyber recovery hug too, huh? Or just, no, cyber love hug. Cyber love hug! Jamie's in recovery too, guys. Up. Thank you, Tracy. I think you're awesome. I think you're rocktastic. Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. I love you guys. Mama Snoop, what's up? Why didn't, oh my, I guess I have to give another cyber hug out. Oh, woe is me. I have to give another cyber hug out. I love you. Yeah, I'm hard-headed. Hold on. Mama Snoop, I love you. Cyber love hug. Mama's in recovery too. Thank you, JC. I live for this. I generally care about people. You know, if you go on any other stream, you know, it's like they're very robotic. They want you to give them money, and basically they'll tell you what you want to hear just for the money. I'm not like that. I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the fame. I do not want to be called an influencer either. I'm just myself. That's it. What happened? You know what, Goober? You spelled Vince Neil wrong. Thanks, Tyson. No, but you can kiss my grits. I'm freaking. Listen, I should have been dead years ago, guys. Okay? And I was a chronic relapser. But I didn't die, from it, thank God. No, no, no. And JC, they want validation, but they're not getting any validation in their real life. But it all starts at home too. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll admit, guys, yeah, when I was drinking, doing my thing, shooting up in galleries and smoke my crack and whatever, okay? I was better at the world. I hated myself. I felt like a failure, okay? I was too afraid to live, but I was too afraid to die also. I thought I was going to die with a needle in my arm. I didn't care what happened to me. Especially when my two kids, they were taken from me because of my addiction. Unfortunately. I still had a relationship with my two kids, or I tried to as best as I could. My daughter got adopted out of the family, and it was one of the hardest things for me to do. To relinquish my parental rights with my daughter. Besides getting myself clean and sober. And for the longest time, it gave me the excuse to really fuck up my life even more. Hold on. I've accepted the fact that I relinquished my parental rights with my daughter. Okay? But she has a lot of issues. Okay? I'm not blaming her. She was cut a raw deal in life. Okay? And that's the same with my son. And my mom tried her best to take care of Sean, to raise him up, okay? And right now, Sean, my son, is dealing with addiction himself. He's seen me through my addiction. He's seen me at my best, and he's seen me at my worst. We had good times, but we had real bad times too, where I would say, well, yeah, I'll see you at your baseball game. Never showed up. Had the best intentions to. Never showed up. Or I'll play video games with you on the weekend. Never showed up. I was there more than my husband was, but still. Right now, I don't have a relationship with my daughter because she has borderline personality disorder. And she thought I was the toxic one. She told me, and I think the counseling that she had growing up, because actually her adopted mother is a school counselor, so she felt sorry for Christy, so she, they adopted Christy, which I'm grateful for. But the counseling that she had growing up, I think did her no good, because I feel like maybe it was the adopted mother's friend or something like that. I really don't know. But hold on. But here I'm trying to be a parent to her because she says, Mom, I want you in my life. I want you in my life. Okay, I got myself clean and sober. And then before I moved here, she says, you're toxic. She wrote me a text, and then she blocked me. I hope you become a better person. That's all I heard from her. And if I show you, I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. I'm not like that. But if I show you pictures of Christmases or, her birthday or Easter or whatever, you would say, yeah, she looks like she's having a good time. But just because I was being a parent to her, sober by the way, and I didn't want to cross that boundary with the adopted parents, okay? Because they had their set of rules for her and all that stuff, right? I told her what she didn't want to hear. And that's why she closed me off. Sorry. I pray every day that I get connected with her again. I pray every day. Mitch, I wasn't trying to listen. Mitch, I guess I'm being defensive now, right? I don't mean being defensive. I wasn't trying to be her best friend like some of these other parents. When, oh, my daughter's my best friend. We do everything together. No. I was a parent. But a lot of times I felt like a big sister to my kids because of the circumstance. You understand? I'll give you an example real quick. I was with Sean and my mom, okay? Sean was in the back seat. My mom had to go in the store for something. And we were waiting for my mom, and Sean said to me, Mom, I feel like you're my big sister, and said my mom. Out of the mouths of babes, right? He said that. And he was like, what? Maybe 7 or 8 when he said that? He knew I was mom. He didn't call me by my first name or whatever. My mom didn't adopt him, by the way, either. She went after my ex, which was another story in itself. But yeah. wasn't angry at him for saying that. And like with my daughter, she said, well, I always felt uncomfortable around you. No, you didn't. I have proof, you know. Kids are just gonna twist everything in their mind. Like I said, Chrissy has her own issues and everything else, and she has borderline personality disorder, okay? And I don't know what else she was diagnosed with. Sean self-diagnosed himself as having autism. I'm like, Sean, you can't self-diagnose yourself. You weren't diagnosed with that. They would have caught on to it. Okay? He has manic depression, I think. And all that stuff. But right now, he's existing in Portland, Oregon, and he's addicted to meth, alcohol, fentanyl, and God knows what else. And I just hope I don't get a phone call from a detective saying, we found his son. That would be... Thank you, JC. Stay strong, friend. I will pray for you as well. And I hope it comes around and you get time with her again. I hope so, too. Well, good. I have to give you props, Mitch. You know, a lot of dads can't do that because they have issues of their own and stuff. But good on you. You know, can I ask you what happened to the mother? And I'm going to give you a hug, Mitch. Way to go. I am so proud of you. You know, you should be proud of yourself because I'm sure you did the best you could with your kid and all that. It's not easy, especially nowadays. I mean, my mom was a single guardian and stuff, and was she addicted to drugs or anything? Did you try to get child support from her? My mom didn't adopt Sean for a reason. Otherwise, I think she would have done it. She didn't adopt Sean because... Sorry. I don't know what just happened. Are we still live? Why is that? I'll tell you what happened with Sean. Like I was saying, my mom didn't adopt Sean for a reason. Okay? She was going after my ex-husband. Okay? And I told you my ex was born in Flint, Michigan, and he lived in Gibraltar most of his life and all that stuff, right? And yes, you can be addicted to men, sex, and all that, yes. All right, so when she filed for like assistance for Sean, social services went after my ex, not my mom. You see, and so, but he always used to get away with it. But he was locked up a few times. But he was locked up in Pennsylvania, like in Scranton or Wilkes-Barre or whatever, wherever, and stuff. So when Sean turned 18, I mean, there was a time where Bear only gave $5 a month to Sean. Big freaking deal, right? So he was in arrears by a lot. When Sean turned 18, my mom had to drive all the way up to Scranton to get money from Bear, you know, with arrears and stuff. I forget how much money. I mean, it was a lot of money, okay? And his father used to protect Bear. See, I don't know where he is and all this, you know, all bullshit, right? So when she went to get the order for, you know, the child support and the arrears and stuff, well, the judge ordered, sorry, miss, you're not getting it. You know why? They actually called up my father-in-law in Michigan, okay, and said, we don't know where he is. You know, he should be in Pennsylvania and all. She didn't get the money. But the thing, too, is wait a minute. Hold on. The thing is, and this is what I couldn't understand about my mother. Sean was graduating high school, right, in 2009. She wanted to surprise Sean by inviting his dad and my father-in-law. It was all about her. It wasn't about Sean. You see? And to me, it was so screwed up when she did that. You know? And Sean knew it too. Like, yeah, what? And even when Bear called Sean to say, well, I have cancer, he came to my house saying, I don't know how to take this, but I think Dad's joking. I said, people don't joke about having cancer, honey. You know what I mean? But when Bear died in 2019, okay? But I found out about it before then, but I didn't tell Sean because I didn't know if it was true or not, you see? But he told me, he said, yeah, guess what? Dad died. And then he said, yeah, Grandpa died too. I said, how do you know? Well, Aunt Sherry contacted me through Facebook. Yeah, bro, I know. And he always used to make the excuse saying, oh, I had a hard life. I can't get down there. You know what I mean? And then my mom said, well, I'll take the kids up to see you. And I'm like, well, take me too, because I have a few words for him too. I didn't care if he was dying or not. It was just weird. The whole, And that really screwed up Sean too, because he wanted to change his last name. He said, they don't deserve me having that last name and all that stuff, and just. And even like my in-laws, my ex-in-laws, they didn't take Sean anywhere because they were in Michigan. You see, they were retired in Michigan, but they didn't fly Sean out or what, Hi, Toasty. How are you? How's the weather up in your neck of the woods, Toasty? Toasty, 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 cyber love hug. Yeah, you told me and stuff, Mitch. I'm rocktastic. Can't you tell? My in-laws, my ex-in-laws lived in a town called Gibraltar. But I was never in Michigan. My mom, and it's very funny, when the kids were small, my ex-in-laws, my mother, and the two kids drove from Jersey to Michigan to see their great grandparents. It was rainy here all day. Good sleeping weather, How old is your son now? May I ask? It was raining through the night here too. $35, so it's same age as Sean. So do you still have a relation? I mean, you have a good relationship with your son then, right? When he grew up, did he ask about his mother? Like, where's mom? Why don't I have a mom? Well, God bless him, right? Yeah, didn't you say you spend time with your grandkids too on Father's Day? Did he need counseling? Or you just said, I'm just asking. I'm just, Has he ever met his mother? Did she go to the wedding? I'm just curious. Because that would be kind of awkward in my book, but. He cried a lot asking why mom Not getting them. Yeah. I took full responsibility for myself, what happened to my kids. But my husband, my ex, he was a whole different story. You know? And it was funny because when he called Sean to say, I have cancer, I asked Sean, I said, well, give me his phone number. Right? And I was sad for him, don't get me wrong, okay? I was. But then, oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. So I called him up, and his girlfriend, Linda, answered the phone. I said, is Bear there? And it's very funny that his girlfriend's daughter was named Vicky. And he said, he said to me, every time I talk to Vicky, I think of you. You know what I mean? Is that something? It's still his mother, right? I mean, is she clean and sober now or still drinks? My ex still smoked pot. And he even said, well, Jesus said it was okay for me to smoke pot and all this stuff. And he even made up the excuse, well, my pastor, like he actually went to church, I think he went to the church of campus or something, I don't know, said that if he went down to visit Sean, it would be cheating on Linda. I'm like, how? I said, I am so over you, and that's just nothing but a blatant excuse not to see your son. You know, it was, oh, wow. Did he know that? Did he try to go over there to see her? Well, it's 5 miles, but I ain't... Is he well adjusted now? Elwich, do you believe in Bigfoot? Hi, Dexter. How are you? Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. Oh, my daughter, twice, okay? She ran away from my ex-in-laws, right, in the middle of the night. And then when she got adopted, or when she was in the foster care with her adopted parents, she ran away in the middle of the night too, because she wanted to get home to Grammy, my mother. Well, he took after you, Mitch. You should be proud. What game was that, Toasty? The Call of the Wild? Fallout 76. Oh my gosh. That's like the worst game. They had a lot of glitches to it. It was a broken game way back when. I guess they patched it all up, huh? Was that VR? Well, it was when it first came out. Xbox? The last game I played was Pinball FX, and it was the Williams tables, I think Pack 9 or something. Hell yeah! High five there, Mitch. Bam. What was your best game you ever played, Mitch? Mine was Pitfall by Activision. And my other favorite game was Enduro by Activision. Activision had the best games for Atari. My mom used to play casino. You know, like blackjack with the battles or breakout. That was a fun game. But yeah, Activision games were the best for Atari. I beat Pitfall 2, Enduro. That's all you remember? Are you serious? Or Surround? What about Surround? Surround's like Snake. But when you beat Pitfall 2, or any Activision games, you had to take a picture of the TV screen, which was a pain in the ass, by the way, and then send the picture to show proof that you beat the game, and then they sent you a patch to put on your jean jacket and stuff. I had a whole bunch of them. You tell me. Liz? You're on Fortnite right now? I thought Fortnite was dead. I was good at Fortnite. I don't even play any games anymore. But Mitch, you should actually, if you like pinball, get Pinball FX. That's right. Ooh. That's right, honey. Ooh, yeah. Oh. Oh. Up close and personal. I'm a Jersey blonde. I'm a Jersey sweetheart blonde. Mitch, you forgot Jersey. If you guys have like Xbox or Steam or PlayStation 5 or whatever and stuff, and you have Pinball FX, I'll challenge you in a friendly game of pinball. I love whacking balls. Especially when my husband's asleep. You get it? But I haven't played Pinball FX in over 2 months. You know? I'm not into games like I used to. My husband, Jim, that's how we met on Xbox. He was here and I was from Jersey. And ever since my 2 Xbox boxes in a day, 2 Xboxes got fried in a day. My bad luck, right? He never played on Xbox ever again. He's like, what's the sense of playing on Xbox when you're not on? I said, yeah, but there's, cross-platform games and stuff we can play. So I would get him, like, say, Battlefield 2042 I would get on the computer too, right? Waste of money. You know? One of his favorite games is Call of the Wild, The Hunter. And you know what? They should put Bigfoot on there. But I see, like, on YouTube, like, all these games coming out. And I'll look at the trailers and stuff. I'm like, whatever. I'm not even excited for GTA 6. You know why? Because it's all going to be woke. Jim and I had a lot of fun on GTA 5. And we had a gang called the Saints and Sinners of Los Santos. You'll do all right on Pinball FX. My friend who lives in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he's like a brother to me, right? And his father's like 71, 81 years old, and he'll play the pinball machine, like Pinball FX. I'll show you the ropes, Mitch. I used to love Battlefield. I used to play Kyle a lot too, until I met him, and then I am the queen of Battlefield, and don't you forget it. I should show you some game clips, Mitch, when I'm in my studio. You would get a big kick out of it. But also, it's like these tech companies like EA Sports, like EA, Activision, Ubisoft, they have to put their politics known on video games. You know what I mean? People are there to play video games, not to, be there for their woke opinions. And a lot of big streamers now, Tim the Tatman, who's a big gamer streamer, whatever, he's like, games aren't fun anymore. You know why? Because of all these companies putting wokeness in it. That's why. I might have to check it out. I might. I think all my energy right now is towards the stream. You know, and I know we can. I've done it before with other people on other platforms and all that. They needed leave the politics out of sports too. But there's been a lot of backlash with Pride Month and all that stuff. It's not like it used to be. I have a story, Mitch. A couple years ago, now my husband used to work for Nordam. Nordam is an aviation company, an aerospace company. That too. So, a couple years ago, Jim came home. He worked the night shift. He came home. I would still be up, you know, doing whatever I was doing. And he was upset. I said, what's wrong? Yeah, well, you know, they put all the flags out on the lawn of Nordam, pride flags, and this company is run by a Catholic family. No, because every day is Pride Day, right? Right, Mitch? All right, so I said to him, why don't you go up to HR and tell them about it? You know what I mean? And they had to have DEI classes. You know what I'm talking about? DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusive. It doesn't matter, tactical. We're not here to talk about that. Because that's how I talk. I'm from Jersey. Tactical, I'm just going to say this about Charlie Kirk. Listen up. It's sad what happened to Charlie Kirk, okay? He should have never been killed for what he was speaking. I actually wrote a song about Charlie Kirk. Not AI, I did. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This has been the most I have ever read the Bible in my whole entire life. In fact, there you go. It's not the full Bible, I know. And yeah, Jesus does love me because I should have been dead for my addiction a long time ago. I saw what happened to Charlie Kirk, like everybody did on X. They did it on purpose. Why those two clips were on the internet. It spread like wildfire, okay? Because the other side, I'm going to say this, the other side wanted us to feel threatened about if we ever talk like Charlie Kirk did, or acted like him, or believed in Jesus or whatever, we would probably end up being targeted too. And I'm going to say this, a lot of YouTubers that are conservative commentators really felt like, oh, I don't know if we should do this. They're still doing it. But you know what I mean? And now, I don't know if you heard this, too, that Tucker Carlson is now a Democrat. Surprise, surprise. He was never a Republican. He was always a Democrat. He was a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, a sheep in wolf's clothing. Sorry. But that's all I'm going to say about that. If you look on my channel, you'll see the Charlie Kirk song that I wrote. But back to Mitch. They had to have DI classes, right? And so Jim was in a room with a lot of people, and they watched this video. And he raised his hand, Jim did, and said, I forget. What did you ask? I forget.
I don't remember, Vic. That was.
He actually stood up for, like, is this what Nordam stands for now? You know, and everybody in that room looked at Jim like, oh my God, he just opened up a can of worms, like. And everybody was like shaking his hand, like good on you and all this stuff. You know what I mean?
No, but I know the guy in charge, the head man of our division.
Wait, just, we're not going to be on camera, I promise.
No, they just randomly picked some of us for this meeting. This is a second shift meeting. And the man in charge of our division, the guy leading the meeting, asked us questions. And I brought up the question, you know, all this is woke and stuff. Whatever I asked him, because this is a year and a half ago or 2 years ago.
I said 2 years ago.
And he just looked at me, he looked at the secretary, looked at me and he goes, I was not prepared for anyone to ask that question. Caught him off guard.
And Mitch just said, I don't like anything forced on me.
Yeah.
And with COVID too, you know, like they had a time where, well, you had to get a, vaccination to work here and all this stuff. But they allowed people to have a letter saying that I'm not going to take that vaccination because of my religious beliefs. And they let him go. But there was a lot of people that were let go of Nord. He survived 2 layoffs.
I survived more than that. But
oh, more than that, but yeah.
2008 was the worst.
Well, I wasn't with you in 2008. Okay, Mitch, look at Tulsi Gabbard's video. Tulsi says, hi, Jim. Oh, he
What?
Tulsi says, hi, Jim.
Hello, Toasty.
And then Mitch says, yeah, Fauci needs to be in prison. Check out Tulsi Gabbard's video on YouTube. And then Mitch says, I'm still a pureblood. Oh, you saw that video? Right on, brother. I love her. And RK says, Clot shot, said the BS, trust science, no thanks. Exactly, everybody knew. Well, almost everybody. That wasn't woke, that was. And you know what gets me? There's people that still wear the mask. Now we're getting political. But everybody needs a little TLC sometimes. Welcome to Tuesdays TLC. My mother-in-law, okay, all right, hold on. My mother-in-law, God bless her. I miss her. I miss you, Mom. I miss you every day. I miss your kisses. Oh, I miss your kisses. She died when she was 94, okay? So, she was over 9. All right, she was in that age range, right? So she got 2 shots. She got 2 vaccinations. Right? And I feel those 2 shots really put her health on a downward spiral, okay? Because then she had to have her big toe amputated. Then it was just, her whole health was going downhill, right? And so, they transferred her from OSU to the Shrinky Dink Hospital, for respite, okay? Well, we went up to see her, and the head nurse says, well, she has COVID. And we're like, what? But she already had 2 vaccinations. How could she have COVID? She had no symptoms, nothing. And then all of a sudden, we had to put her in hospice at her house, okay? But yeah, at least she made it to 94, but Toasty says, have you ever figured out what happened to Dish? Oh my God. I made him a mod to get him out of the band hammer. I don't know where he is. I'm getting hot here. I hope I have to fix Streamlabs with the mod bit and all that crap. And you can ask Jim. I showed him, I said, see, he's not banned, he's not in timeout, I don't know. Can you? Thank you, RK. My condolences. I lost my mom at the start of COVID-19, and they blamed it on a heart attack. And that's another thing, too. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. If you stubbed your toe and died from it, they would say you had COVID. If you died in a car accident, you died from COVID. So all the numbers were, because that's how I talk. I'm from Jersey, baby. But thank you, RK. Let me give you a hug real quick. Cyber love hug. I bet you couldn't even visit your mom or anything. Did you visit your mom? They didn't let you visit your mom, did they? In New York, all these elderly people were dying in New York nursing homes. And my mom's in a nursing home back in Jersey. So I was stressed out about that. Yeah, whereabouts? I doubt very much. What street? I used to cop from there. What street? See, I don't even trust that. You know why? Because everybody can look on Google Maps or just look for I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I'm not. Get out of here. I didn't have a feeling he was going to say that. But anyway, my grandma died at 102 in 2022 of congestive heart failure. They have COVID on death certificate. My grandmother died during COVID from Alzheimer's because she wasn't remembered to eat, and they said she died from COVID. Yeah, they were trying to make a point. It was all about control. My mom got the shot, and where she's at, in a nursing home in Jersey, and she was a smoker too. She smoked cigarettes. She smoked cigarettes. And they gave her, a COVID shot. So, Oh, wow. Yeah, thanks to Cuomo. Thanks to Cuomo. He should have been ousted a long time ago before he resigned. A lot of people, and I'm going to say this, Bill Gates even said in an interview recently, like I'm talking about a year ago or whatever, okay? So he said, like, the pandemic of 2020 was like a starter, like an appetizer, because there's something bigger gonna happen. Now here he's trying to block the sun, you know, and all this other crap. I mean, but more and more people are waking up. They are. You just have to be vigilant, and you can't waver on your beliefs, because it is a spiritual warfare. You know, we have to stand firm with each other. Stand with each other, you know, support each other, uplift each other, you know. Well, yeah, that too. The world's going to get darker and darker and darker. You know, you can't trust politicians. It's all rigged. The game's rigged. I love George Carlin. Okay? I actually met him once in East Orange. Okay? Yeah. Like, 20 million people that died. Right? Yeah. Where were those 20 million people when Trump won? You know? It's all rigged. And the way... Oh, Mitch. God. We're talking politics. How about that, huh? It's all coming out now, Rocket. But the thing is, politics affects our lives, okay? You know, what's going in the world affects our lives. Like, you know, high gas prices or inflation with food, or maybe you can't afford your medication because... see how I'm spinning this now? Like, if you can't afford your medication, you know, you might have to put some away, you know, from your food bill, right? Of the month. Oh, man. I'm just saying. Yeah, this isn't a political channel. Yeah, and then people come in. She's talking about politics. Well, she's a hypocrite. She's talking about politics on the Queen's Light Brigade channel. Hi, Trevor. How are you? Greetings. Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade, where we don't talk politics. Right, Mitch? Right, Mitch? How are you? Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. TLC Tuesdays. We talk a lot. Not about politics either. We laugh a lot. Not about politics either. We don't care about politics. See, we don't care about politics. right, Mitch? Well, it's good to hear positivity. You know, the Georgia guide Stones, all it had spelled out what they wanted. Oh, Mitch. No. Yes, I heard about that too. I heard about that too. About the elimination of. We know. I love it here too. You know, it's if it comes spitting out, you know, but I'm just gonna say this, and we're gonna cut it. Okay. I feel, and I have a feeling that you feel the same way, that Trump conned a lot of people, and Trump was bought. He was bought by the big tech companies, because 4 weeks after he got elected, he brings in the head of the bank, the Chinese guy or Japanese guy, and Sam Altman and the head of Palantir, right? And he says, we're going to invest $450 billion for AI. Right. I hope more people use the large language models on Hugging Face, where you don't have to be connected to the web. So they'll say, oh, I guess we don't need data centers after all, because all these people are using AI, you know, offline. Well, I think AI can be demonic. All right, hold on, I have to stretch my legs out. Ow! I use AI. I like to create with AI, but I know a lot more that's going on with AI, and it's scary. Okay? Because it seems like at a rapid pace, with a blink of an eye, that its intelligence IQ, that IQ is going from one level to the next and to the next. AI is our space race, like back in the 60s. But yeah, I use AI. You know, I haven't created anything with AI for a while, though. You know, and but I think a lot of people are disappointed in Trump. You know. Yeah, our electrical grid can't handle AI and all the electric cars. It takes a lot of H2O too to help run the data centers, and it's gonna pollute the waters. it's going to raise everybody's electric bill. And these electric cars, okay, they're not Green Deal, okay? It's just all hogwash. Hi, Megan, how are you? Welcome to the Queen's Life Brigade. Oh wow, guys. I hate to go, guys. What time is it? I don't know if I'm gonna be on. I'm trying. What time is it? Hold on. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Well, it's 9:10 actually. I had to cut this short. Thanks, Megan. I wish I could stay here longer, but right now I really can't. But I don't know if I'm going to be on later. I doubt it very much. I don't know if I'm going to be on tomorrow. It all depends on my back, really. But I appreciate each and every one of you here, okay? And I'm sorry, Megan, that, yeah, Mitch, I enjoyed our conversation. You know, it was POLITICS. But we do get affected by it and stuff. But we just can't just, you know. We have to keep it to a minimum because it really does suck the air out of the you know, the stream and all that stuff, you know. But I'm proud of you, Mitch, that you raised a good son. You know, you need to be proud of yourself. You know, I know another guy that's going through a divorce. His name is Carrie, and his name is Rob's Neighbor on YouTube. You should check him out. He's actually from Wisconsin. And he fixes up old motorcycles, and he's a mechanic and all that stuff. And he's raising 2 sons. So maybe you and him can talk and talk shop. You get it? And all that stuff. He's a good guy himself. So, I will talk to you guys later. I'm sorry, I have to go. I have to stretch. Let's bring the word human back into humanity. Do some random acts of kindness, guys. Say hi with a smile. Give a compliment or two. You know, put your recovery first. That's the most important one. I know, I'm sorry, Vice. I'm sorry, Mama. Maybe I'll be on later on. I don't know yet. But I love you guys, and you know that. And just keep creating a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, guys, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. I'm going to give you guys a goodbye, love, cyber hug. Cyber love, goodbye hug. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Love you guys. Be good. Take care.